Guys, AC here. Welcome back to another review. And I do apologize, fellas. I'm going through a phase of life where work takes over everything. I'm sure all of you are aware of such an experience. But I promised myself that I went back when I was to go back home today. I will definitely do a review, no matter how tired I feel, no matter how lack of energy overtakes every desire. I'm definitely going to do a review. So here it is, fellas. And I'm loving this because this is an exclusive review. This is the 5th of the year. I've given myself a target of 10 exclusive reviews a year. I want to discover 10 new fragrances for the Fracom every year. This is my 15th overall, 5th for the year, and this one is by Cartier. Cartier don't do bad fragrances. I've got about 3 or 4 of them, and they all have been amazing. So this one is a flanker called Must de Cartier Gold. Now, Must de Cartier, I believe, was released back in the 70s or 80s and was very popular. This fragrance is a flanker which was released in 2015, and this is classified as a fragrance for women. But trust me, this is unisex, leading masculine in its right out. So if you're afraid of trying women's fragrances, with this one, you don't have to worry about it. And I'll tell you exactly why. Okay? So, let's start. You know, the fragrance, when it starts off feminine. It starts off with a heavy blast of orangey, and this color is a justification to the fragrance. It's very orangey. But it's not like the orange fruit. It's just the color, the hue in your mind, in the vision of your mind will be orangey. Very aromatic and thick. That's how it starts off. The reason I'm doing this review is because it was an instant love the moment I sniffed it. And it reminded me of Creed's Royal Oud, which I recently reviewed. And this fragrance uses one common note, and that note joins later on. So the fragrance starts off smelling very floral, thick and bitter. So why does this smell so floral? It smells floral because of 2 floral notes, jasmine and osmanthus. Now osmanthus is a very interesting note. It is a very expensive component, if you like, or a raw material. And it's used, the best experience I've had with osmanthus is osmanthus Chinese tea, which is amazing. So the basic flowers are white in color, and sometimes they're orangey cream in color. The ones that is used in perfumery are the orangey cream colored fragrances. And I almost remember the tea. In fact, there's a tea-like undertone to the opening. Yeah. So osmanthus has this velvety, hazy smell. And jasmine, as you know, has this overpowering narcotic smell. But the jasmine is subdued here. And what joins the party and what makes it very similar, not very similar, but reminiscent of Creed's Royal Oud, is a galbanum note. The commonality between these 2 fragrances is the use of galbanum. And galbanum has this thick, resinous, green, bitter, very aromatic smell, which has this undertone which is very sprightly, bright. And that's what I smell here. Very, very floral. And this is the bit of the fragrance when you will feel as if you're wearing a woman's fragrance. But suddenly, after about half an hour, the fragrance transforms and it becomes like the middle stage of Creed's Royal Oud. So what does it do? It uses galbanum. It has this hazy, velvety, woody feel, yeah, which is green in color. So from orange it transforms to green. So why does it transform to green? Is because there's heavy use of green leaves or green notes here, which is just about starting to appear. So galbanum and green. So galbanum is green, resinous, green leaves, and along with there is osmanthus and there is jasmine. Those are the notes, if you like. But the fragrance starts feeling very woody, aromatic, dry, and resinous at the same time. Very interesting. Just like Creed's Royal Oud, middle stage. The late dry down brings in a boozy vanilla, and the fragrance from being dry, resinous becomes smooth, creamy, and boozy. This is more than 7-8 hour dry down. And here the fragrance has this spicy, creamy, boozy, and very attractive and seductive. It's osmanthus and jasmine, yeah, that's playing the note. It moves slightly away from Royal Oud type smell and becomes its own smooth, creamy, smooth, spicy, yeah, beautiful smell. I think this fragrance is a must try for people who like fragrances that are ambery. You know, the whole color orange thingy, this smells like an amber fragrance, but there is no amber here. You know, the osmanthus and jasmine along with vanilla create this pseudo amber-like note. It almost smells like I'm wearing an amber fragrance. Yeah, and the warmth of this fragrance is just amazing. It feels very warm, bracing, just like you would feel when you wear an amber fragrance. So, all in all, this fragrance has one evolution, that is from a green, floral, very aromatic and slightly woody smell. It turns into this amber-like scent, which has got tremendous warmth, tremendous smoothness, amazing, really very high quality scent. So, pros and cons. Number one pro is the quality of the composition. The fragrance has this beautiful composition. You feel as if you're wearing a very expensive fragrance. That's the number one pro. There's nobody who would say you're wearing a cheap designer, but it's a very affordable designer. But this smells much more expensive. Number two pro, I think, would be the actual nature of the fragrance. The nature of the fragrance is very elegant and seductive at the same time. Yeah. So, you know, this could be a fantastic fragrance choice for date nights or close encounter situations. It's very elegant, very beautifully crafted. And third pro I would say is the value for money. You know, for such fragrances, you have to pay nowadays, you have to pay huge amounts of money. Yeah? The quality of this fragrance is so high, nobody would say this is a normal run-of-the-mill designer. So I think, you know, the value for money is tremendous here. You can get 100 ml for less than £50 if you look around. And I tell you what, you would really do yourself a favor if you just sampled it and saw for yourself if it works. Barring the opening. Yeah, opening is a little bit feminine for 5-10 minutes and then it changes. So let's talk about the downsides. Number one downside is that it will start off feminine and it can put you off if you don't like smelling a little feminine for the first 5-10 minutes. The second downside is the performance. So longevity is fantastic. Yeah, you will easily get 8 to 10 hours. Longevity is not even a problem. The problem is projection. Yeah, so it sits very close to your skin. Hence, I said this would be a perfect date night, close encounter situation fragrance, which is so elegant and seductive at the same time. So perfect for date nights and close encounters. But people who like their fragrances to project might have a problem with this. But see if it works on your skin. On my skin, it sits close to the skin. After about 1 hour or so, for the first 1 hour, I do smell it a lot. And it's also got mediocre sillage. It doesn't have a very strong sillage, but I'm working off a small decant. If I went 4 sprays under my shirt, I'm sure I would get a huge amount of sillage. So that is subjective. In terms of weather, you know, as I explained, this actually smells like a amber-based fragrance. And amber-based fragrances actually work beautifully in autumn and winter. So this is cold weather fragrance, coolish or cold. So, you know, you can wear this early spring, dead of winter, autumn, late summer. It's very elegant. It'll hold itself very well. And very high quality. Excuse me. In terms of age groups, I think this is 25 plus. Yeah? And very elegant. So if you have that sort of mannerism, if you can carry yourself beautifully, this is not a brash fragrance. This is a very elegant, stylish, sophisticated, slightly reserved sort of a fragrance. So this is 25 plus or people with mature personality. And marks out of 10. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. This is really a good find, and I urge you strongly to try it. I think I found something really interesting which smells half of its lifetime, like Creed's Royal Oud, at a quarter of the money, and it's as beautifully crafted as Royal Oud, and even if it in its late dry down, it doesn't lose its quality. It keeps on smelling wonderful till its very end, so it doesn't disintegrate. Very high quality fragrance, guys. 8 out of 10. Hope you like the review. Take care. Bye bye.